This story happened to me for real. It happened a long time ago. I was a very young child. Back then, we lived with my family in a small town in Oregon. There were only 2 streets, a church, a small river, and a forest nearby. It was an hour's horseback ride to the nearest town with a post office and stores. It was a real backwater, which I loved very much. I don't remember my childhood very well, but that day is forever etched in my memory. Even though we had very religious relatives, I didn't attend church, and I was constantly hearing threats from my grandmother that demons would trick me, that I wouldn't go to heaven, that evil would destroy me, and other such phrases that I just laughed at. It was some kind of church holiday that day. The streets were deserted, and all the people were in church. As usual, I did not wait for the next threats from my grandmother and ran into the forest to get berries. I don't know how long I wandered through the forest, but my basket remained empty. I was very upset when I saw a mushroom picker. He asked me why I wasn't smiling, and I showed him my empty basket. "Is that a problem? There is a meadow of strawberries quite nearby. Come on, I'll show you," he said and patted me on the shoulder. We walked a little way and I saw many bushes with red berries. I couldn't believe my eyes, because I was almost sure that I had already passed here today. Ignoring my doubts, I started picking berries, going further and further into the forest. At some point I realized that I was lost. It was getting dusk, and I was getting really scared. I turned back to the mushroom picker, and horror seized me. I saw his hooves sticking out from under his coat. I closed my eyes and began to remember my prayers. There was a terrible roar all around. It seemed to go on forever. Then it stopped. I could not open my eyes for a long time, but when I did, I saw that there was no one around. It seemed as if nothing had happened, but the basket was still empty. Toward evening I returned to the town. The lights were on in every house, women were crying, men were running to the river. My father told me that I had been gone all day and everyone thought I had drowned. I was severely punished, but to my mother and grandmother's delight, I never missed another church service.